Hi guys, Jonathan here, New York cruise guy, talking to you from the cabin here on the MS Rotterdam as we sail away from the Panama Canal and en route to our second to last stop. We're going to Puerto Limon, Costa Rica, arriving tomorrow, I believe around 7 in the morning. So the Panama Canal, to kind of give you a summary, it was very nice to see the new locks. However, I think I'm biased, and I think if I would ever do a Panama Canal cruise again, especially a full transit is basically going Atlantic to Pacific and Pacific to Atlantic, which those are long cruises. As I said, this is a 12-night cruise, and the old locks, those cruises that go from either Florida to California or California to Florida, those are minimum 14-night cruises. But I am kind of biased. I did like the old locks a little bit better. It's just the engineering of something built so many years ago is really cool, and how, if you heard me talking on a couple of videos, Panamax ships, basically Panamax ships are basically ships that are basically the absolute size and length that can actually go through the old locks, and these ships barely have 2 feet of clearance on each side of the ship. So that's pretty cool to see. As I said, we're heading to Costa Rica, to our second to last port on the cruise, and I have been seeing so many of you comment to the channel. As I said, the channel was just created right before this cruise. I wanted to kind of answer some of your questions. I know you are asking for some more content on the ship and ship tour. As I mentioned, I'm going to try and attempt to do a ship tour. However, the conditions need to be ideal. Right now, we're sailing on a full ship with 2,600 passengers, and everyone is on board. So I need to be strategic on when I do the ship tour. So it would have to be when the ship is in port and most people are off. However, a lot of people do stay on. And a sea day, especially today, as we are en route to our next port, there's a lot of people on the ship. So, and this will be my first attempt at doing a full ship tour. So you probably won't see the ship tour until maybe late next week, early following week, as I'm still getting used to all of the camera and all the technology that goes into actually putting up a full ship tour. However, if you do check my channel, I will put some shorts. Some people were asking about dining areas, different various lounges, pool areas. I could definitely do shorts. If people are not familiar, shorts are about 15 seconds. So you'll get an idea for the area, but not a good long detailed tour, which will come from the ship tour, which will take a good amount of time. The ship is a pretty decent sized ship, not the largest by any means, but it's a nice sized ship. So that will come to you hopefully in early November. And I know a lot of new subscribers to the channel were asking about pricing. Pricing is a very it's a touchy subject coming and talking about cruising. You know, if you ever go on a flight, right, and you ask the person next to you, you know, what did you pay for the flight? The person sitting in the middle seat, what did you pay? If you do have those conversations, everyone is paying a different price. However, I know a lot of people have come from Sarasota Tim, and I'm grateful for that. And a lot of you guys are on Social Security, and someone was asking about pricing. I think that would be something to talk about on a later video, and for people to understand the pricing in the cruise business is basically done double occupancy. So basically, I'm sailing by myself, so I kind of get, I don't know if the right word is penalized, but we are sometimes charged 150 to 200% to basically look like someone else is in the cabin. They're not, and we're getting charged more to sail. So I will give you a breakdown of this cruise. Remember, this is a 13-night Panama and Caribbean sailing, which stopped in Half Moon Cay in the Bahamas, private island in the Bahamas. We made our way to Cartagena, Colombia, and then we had the Aruba, almost forgot Aruba, which was very nice. And then we had our transit of the Panama Canal, which basically is the Aqua Clara locks, and we turn around in Gatun Lake, come back out, continuing on to Costa Rica tomorrow, Falmouth, Jamaica, I believe on Wednesday, and then going back to Florida to arrive on Friday. So this is a 13-day cruise, 12 nights. I paid originally $2,800 for a single cabin. However, the pricing was the same. The pricing changes. So I moved to a ocean view, regular ocean view, not single. And then at right before the cruise departed, the price was literally the same for me to move to a balcony. So I'm at a balcony cabin for the $2,800. Out of that $2,800, $560 are port and taxes. And hey, you might be saying, wow, that's a lot of taxes. This itinerary, because we transit the Panama Canal, a ship of this size pays about $430,000 to transit the Panama Canal. So not taking out the calculator now, we're talking to you. It's roughly $300 a person out of that $560 in taxes to transit the canal. So if you take the $2,800 or so that I paid, $2,700, $2,600, $2,400, $2,300 approximately I paid for this cruise, which you basically have to understand that includes all your food, all your entertainment on board the ship. So try maybe going to a hotel or someplace, a metropolitan city where you're going to go for 12 or 13 nights that has all your food. Your ocean transportation is included as well. But this is just a price versus a 12-night cruise, right? And as we know, 2023, when January came, a lot of things went up in the world, not just cruising, but, groceries, fuel, everything has gone up. So the cruising still in this year, 2023 and ongoing, I still believe is the best value for vacationing. It gives you an opportunity to see different places, maybe a sample because you're not necessarily in the port, in an extenuating long time, but it gives you an opportunity to see places that maybe you might not want to cruise to, but maybe want to come back and see other places in a long-term kind of situation. So that's the price I paid for the cruise, and a lot of people might be saying, well, that's a good chunk of money, and I would totally agree. Sometimes based on the cruise that you choose and where you're going to, there are opportunities to get 4, 5, 6, 7-night cruises for $800, $900 a person, and sometimes lower. But it all depends on seasonality, right? If you want to go on a 7 or 8-night cruise in the heat of the summer and the height of hurricane season, look for a deal in August. You will find great deals to the Caribbean August. I hope you have a good stomach and you are able to take the seas, because the seas will potentially be rougher during that time. However, you are on large ships and they have stabilizers built in, so hopefully you'll get a more decent ride. And I know Sarasota Tim loves Royal Caribbean, and I do like Royal Caribbean, and they have some of the largest ships in the world. The Oasis class ships are big ships, much bigger than the ship we're currently on the Rotterdam. So I kind of wanted to answer some of your questions. Stay tuned for the ship tour. The ship tour will come hopefully in the early parts of November when I get back. I answered a little bit about pricing. That's my specific example of the pricing. There were other people on this ship that paid significantly less than me. So it all depends on the luck of the draw. And like I said, the example of, you're sitting in that airplane seat going to California and not everyone is paying that $299 airfare that you got. It all is when you booked. People also say, Wednesdays during the week, airlines lower the fares, right? They lower them. So there's like these knickknacks and tricks to the trade of how and how to score a good deal for travel, cruises, hotels, and I hope I can help you with that. So right now, again, on the Rotterdam, we are sailing to Port of Lima, Costa Rica, which will be tomorrow. We just finished the Aqua Clara locks, which are the new set of locks from the Panama Canal, just maybe about an hour ago, and we're sailing right now. Again, my name is Jonathan, New York cruise guy. I've been on 54 cruises, started very young. I give a lot of that to my parents who took me on cruises. My dad took me on my first cruise when I was about 13 or 14, and I fell in love with the cruises and the cruise industry. I also, about 6 years ago, I owned my own travel agency, part of Expedia Group, which had the name Expedia Cruise Ship Centers, now called Expedia Cruises. I ran a successful travel agency, brick and mortar store in Melbourne, Florida, and that lasted about 5 years. And if you know anything about the cruise industry was shut down for 18 months, which kind of ultimately led to us kind of having to walk away and sell that business back in, I believe, September of 2020. So it's been an interesting ride. It was great to kind of be the owner and learn about how to sell and manage and market and do all the things about running your own business. So I'm grateful for the experience. It was at the end very scary because we didn't know what the outcome would be. We didn't know that COVID would do what it did, and the cruise industry that was near and dear to our hearts was shut down for almost 2 years. So I work full time in the hotel industry. That's another industry that you can kind of compare back and forth to the cruise industry. They have a lot of similarities. They're basically floating hotels that move. So I hope I answered some of your questions. I know I am trying to get to some of your questions in the comments and answering about pricing. How can you afford cruising, especially if you're on Social Security? But that could probably come at another video, but I've given you some answers on price structures and how cruising works and how they want to basically, they want to sell the ship. Hence why I spoke to someone the other day and they paid $800 less than me. So, but we're here, we're at sea on a ship, on a beautiful ship here on the Rotterdam. And I'm happy to kind of start this channel, and I appreciate all your support. Again, I also listed my email. If you have any questions and don't want to write in the text box below but want to send me an email, I'll be glad to answer them. As I said in one of the first videos, I've cruised Celebrity, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Disney. I've done a transatlantic cruise on Cunard. So I do have experience with the contemporary, premium, deluxe segments of the cruise business. And my content when I get back in another 5 days can be on other things travel and whatever I could think of, making some interesting videos that will keep you guys engaged and coming back for more. So I think I'm going to end the video here. I want to say thank you for watching. New York Cruise Guy and Jonathan here on the MS Rotterdam as we sail to our second to last port, which will again be Costa Rica early tomorrow morning. And I know I said in my video yesterday that I wasn't going to be up early at 5:30. I was up at 5:35 right before our anchorage, before we went under the Atlantic Bridge, which brought us to the locks, as you saw on some of the videos today. So I'll wish you a great Sunday. Kind of hard to keep track on what day it is, I've been on the ship for about 7 days now. And I hope to speak to you and get another video out soon. And I thank you very much for watching. If you be so kind to subscribe to the channel so you will get a notification bell when new videos are released. And I wish you a wonderful Sunday, and bye for now.